Hello and welcome to another episode of Meta PsycKicks. My name is Liv and this is the podcast where we talk about all things metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, and in between. Today, if you're listening or watching on the Meta PsycKicks Extras YouTube channel or the main channel, because this video will be on the main channel, please welcome our guest for part 2 of Paranormal Activity and Critique of Equipment, Russell!
Hello. Hi. I can't hear any music, or if there's applauses, I still can't hear it. Although I heard the kick.
Oh, did you?
I did hear that.
Oh, huh. I wonder why you heard that, but nothing else. I can put the applause in now. You want me to do it now?
Yeah, sure.
No.
Oh, wrong button. Wait.
I actually do hear that too. What was that?
Wait, now I can't hear anything. Oh, my headphones broken. I'm using these old iPhone things. Okay, wait, hang on. Nope.
I didn't hear that, but I heard the other ones.
That's fabulous.
That's
all right.
funny.
Well, if you all were here last month, something like that, it'll come out eventually. Yeah. Then you were here for part 1 where Russell and I talked about our own just paranormal explorations. That's the word, explorations, in, ghost hunting and investigations. It was a really fun time. If you hadn't heard it or haven't listened or watched, go back. It'll be the episode before this one. Tune in and then come back to this one, because today we're going to be talking about our collaboration. Most recently on my birthday, we just did a couple little tiny investigations at local places. One place was a cemetery and the other one was just like a nature reserve park type of thing. So we're going to be talking about that today, our experience, as well as rating paranormal equipment, since we've been on quite a few investigations and we feel that we are deemed to. So there.
No.
Isn't that a good button? That's the nut button. But before we do that, I would love to have Russell introduce himself again in his new YouTube channel, Nightmare Fuel Paranormal. Can you please let us know a little bit about where we can find you outside of this podcast and video?
Yes. Thank you for having me. Yes. It's a new channel. I don't know exactly timeline of when everything's coming out, but it either is out or is coming out soon. Strictly just paranormal investigations. We might do some other stuff on the channel too as well. But paranormal investigations are where it's at, man. So we've got some really, really good investigations that are coming out. The first one, which is Fairfield County Infirmary, which is in fact haunted as shit. I will say it now, in case you didn't know, but it is very active. So yeah.
Yeah. The Fairfield Infirmary is quite scary. I was trying to find my scary button. There it is.
I can hear certain ones or parts of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Where besides on YouTube are we able to find Nightmare Fuel Paranormal?
We will be on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for the time being. I don't think I'm branching out to anything else, but those are the 3 main ones. Maybe even on Facebook, but it just depends on how the software works with that, because I have an auto scheduler that puts stuff out, and I don't know if I can do that to Facebook or not.
I understand.
So for sure, Instagram and TikTok.
Perfect.
And we'll find us on Reels and YouTube Shorts.
Awesome. Well, so for all of you sidekicks listening and watching out there, if you want strictly paranormal investigations of the edited utmost highest quality, Russell is honestly gifted. I don't think he went to school for editing or anything like that. No?
Technically it was part of my degree, but no, I ended up switching away from that. And I have always just been into editing. So it's just been something that I've done even before college. So I did it. I think I started editing in middle school.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've been doing it a long time.
The first time I ever uploaded a video wasn't until I was, I think, 22.
I actually used to have, in middle school, I had a YouTube channel.
Did you?
And I edited and I put stuff on YouTube. I don't think it's public anymore.
Okay.
It might be. It could be public, but they're so embarrassing.
Maybe in a future collaboration, we can talk about that if you want to and re-release it or not, but that's fine. So
stupid videos, man.
My goodness. Well, if you're interested, again, listeners, in just paranormal content, because Meta PsycKicks has in paranormal investigations and will continue to have paranormal investigations in the future. It's just, with everything that's going on in life, it's not just investigations, it's all things metaphysical, spiritual, and paranormal. So we're going to sprinkle it in there, but if that's your gist, go check out Nightmare Fuel Paranormal on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Reels. So without further ado, let's talk about our fun little videos that we made, like very low budget videos, hopefully high quality content. I haven't started editing them yet. But it's two just goobers in the middle of the woods on a very hot day.
Yeah, it was pretty toasty. Honestly, way more activity than what I thought there was going to be.
100%.
I'm going to be honest. I did not expect there to be, is that video supposed to come out before this?
I think they'll come out like in tandem. I honestly don't know.
Okay. It's all right. But honestly, I don't want to like spoil too much. I don't know how much we're talking about here. So
we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the dead bell going off I was very surprised because I have two dead bells because one broke, unfortunately, and it doesn't work. And then the other one, which I don't know if you could hear that or not, this one does work. This one, they like look the same, but the new one is like not as sensitive as the old one because that caused some like stirring in the paranormal community as well. Because they're like, it goes off all the time and everything. This one does not go off every time. It really like, it doesn't go off in my house. It really doesn't go off on investigations as much anymore either. So it's really difficult to use this for like spirits to use this. So for that to go off as many times as what it did, I was actually fairly surprised by that. So,
well, and I know too that Amanda got a second dead bell. Don't quote me. I feel like she also was in the same boat of the first one broke, or she got the second gen one just like you. And it's supposed to be not as finicky as the first one. Cause I think I remember having that conversation with her first, but when we were in Louisiana, we were messing around with it with our producer, Carla, before filming. I just three girls trying to get to know each other. And our little Airbnb, whatever it was extremely haunted. And in the middle of the night, Carla told us in the morning that the bell went off. And Amanda was like, oh, it's probably just because it's still on. Mind you, when we were using it, I think we had it on like halfway, not even like full sensitivity, just half sensitivity. And when she walked into the kitchen, she picks it up and she goes, no crap. And I was like, what? She goes, this bitch is turned off. And it went off in the middle of the night. So I'm just telling you guys, even if it's off, the souls will be like, oh, this is just like a bell that I know of from when I was alive. Ding.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play games with. Because then you can still like tap it and like use it as like a normal bell too as well. So you can play like fun little games with it. It's a great time.
I like the dead bell. I'm a new little favorite fan of it. So anyways, we went to the park first, and the park was just a park that is, close-ish to my existence. And it's one that I've always gone past. Even like sans before being married, I'd go to this park with my dog. And there's this one part by the river where if you look to your right, there's like a section of the stream that breaks off. And there used to be like an old bridge. So there's like a culvert pipe area type of thing and then a bridge that you can walk over. And it used to be where like cars and stuff would go. But I've always felt like I've seen a man that just like chills and hangs out in this culvert pipe. So I've always wanted to do a paranormal investigation. So I what is it? Petitioned Russell. And I was like, hey, do you want to go on a ghost investigation with me? Very low budget, family friendly fun. And he's like, heck yeah, of course. And I honestly, when we went there, I was getting disheartened because I didn't see the soul of the old man that I usually do. Mind you, it's been years since I really had that thought. It's just something that I've thought about for a while, or it's been in my mind. And we didn't get any activity. We set out the REM pod and then the dead bell, right?
Yeah, we did the REM pod and the dead bell, and I think that's really all that we had out.
We started doing you have the voice app on your phone, right?
Oh yeah. We did do Ghost Tube.
Yes.
There's a voice app that you can do on there, and then it also has a VR app too as well. There's like a couple different ones. But yeah, we did do that, which I got that out. We started with the REM pod and the dead bell, and then I got that out, and that just like lined up really well too as well. So yeah. Which I'm not used to that very, very much. And I'm slightly skeptical of the apps because it feels like it can be like manipulated and, you know, because like it's got a microphone on it, it's got, you know, it's got sensors in it, like it feels like it could be gimmicky, but at the same time, with how accurate it is, I don't think that it's like fake or anything. And the person that makes it too as well is a paranormal investigator too, so I feel like it would be damaging to your reputation to like make something that's fake.
Yeah.
So like I do believe that it actually like was picking things up, and it seemed to line up very well to what we were talking about.
Who's the person that makes the Ghost Tube app?
I think I don't know what his name is, but I think it's I don't know if they're like dating or if they're married or if they're just friends. But it's the guy that's in Amy's Crypts videos.
Oh, okay.
Ghost Tube creator. Let's see if I can find what his name is.
Just so that all the people at home can know too. Look it up, listen, see if it's something they want to invest in or not.
Yeah.
Released by Jerry and Amy from YouTube channel Amy's Crypt. The app is built to help paranormal investigators in their quest to find and document the paranormal.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry, that sounds right.
Oh, Jared. I think it's Jared or Gerard.
Either way, he's a pretty cool dude. Yeah. So I didn't know if Amy was involved with it or not, but that implies that she was involved with it too as well. Yeah, it's a really cool like investigation tool. Just especially like if you're on a budget too as well, just to like pay like $15 for a year. I think that's what it was. And you get access to so many things, or you can like pay for the pro and you can get access to even more. So it's really cool.
It seems cool. And again, you know, with paranormal investigation, it's nothing that's ever, and things with spiritual, it's never like concrete. It's just fun to experiment, understand, and gain more insight into things. So it's fun. It's like adding another spice to your cake to see if it'll be better or if it makes it worse.
Measure with your heart. Just throw it in there.
Throw it in there. Sprinkle some in. Because we sat there for a couple minutes and I was like, man, I really thought this, like the equipment was going to go off like lickety split, my dude. And it did not. And I think we first got a REM pod, or was it first a ding on the bell?
I think it was the ding on the bell. I don't think the REM pod went off right away.
Okay. Because it was, and then I felt like there was a girl that walked up behind us, like an older girl. Well, she was young, like maybe 7 or 8. She kind of looked like a less intense version of Wednesday Addams to me.
That's funny.
Like the OG when she was little, like 7, 8. And she rang the dead bell, and then we were talking about, you know, nature spirits, and we asked the souls of the park if they liked if people came there, and that was like an immediate answer. I don't remember if it was a ring on the bell or if it said yes on your phone app.
I don't remember either. It's kind of a blur.
It was really hot. It was literally like 90 degrees that day. Everything was sticking and sweating, and there was bugs, but it was really photogenic.
Yeah, it was still a nice day. That second video, I'm gonna look so disheveled in because we were already outside for like probably like an hour and a half at that point.
Yeah, my favorite part was Russell knew it was my birthday, so he brought cupcakes over, which was entirely too kind of you. And as a thank you for the souls that stepped forward in that video at the park, I was like, "Do you guys want a cupcake?" And the bell went off, I think, or it said yes on the thing. So we had to go all the way home. We took a potty break, and then we came back and brought a cupcake, and that was probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
So funny.
It was fun. What was your favorite part?
I hope they enjoyed that. Honestly, it was the second one that we did with the VR headset, because I have never seen it do the things that it did, because it was usually it gives like a very like 2D flat image that like kind of moves a little bit, because it's all AI generated and it's based on the sensors on your phone, which again, a little bit skeptical, but I have gotten good responses out of it. And this particular image that showed up was very spatial. It was very 3D too as well. And didn't have that like 2D kind of like feeling to it at all. And it like kind of just took over the whole space of the VR headset. Normally it doesn't do it normally is like one flat image, but it kind of took over the space and it was like transparent. So it was almost like a virtual room, which was, I mean, it's
Trippy.
virtual reality. But it was very, I've not seen it do that. It's very trippy, very weird. That was my favorite part. And I've got the video of it too as well. And I haven't like looked back at it yet, but it's pretty cool, honestly. I
Well,
could just sit there with that all day and just be like, all right, show me things, please. I love you.
well, so we left the park feeling pretty. I don't know. Like I left the park feeling like, yeah, that was a really good video. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point. We got really good responses from the equipment, and it was very happy, like upbeat. And then when we went to the cemetery, we went to a different cemetery than I've been to before. It's probably equally just as old as the original video, which was the first Meta PsycKicks ghost hunting video, was the cemetery one. But this was a different cemetery, and I was like, this is going to be great. We're going to get even better responses than at the park, and it's going to be great. And my feeling of that video, I just left, and I was so. I mean, we got good responses, but the feeling, the vibe of it was not what I expected or thought it was going to be. And I kind of feel like I'm never going to go there with paranormal equipment again. Like, I get it. They probably didn't want to do that. And I appreciate the souls that did talk to us and the information that we got. But I'm like, okay, cool. It's a one and done. I appreciate it. I respect it. But I sat in bed that night and I just replayed the encounter of when we went to the, now I can't even remember their names. Do you remember the Celtic graves that we went to that I was so excited? I just remember it was Julia.
Yeah. I don't remember what the name was on it now, but
Julia make something.
Yeah.
I was so excited. And I remember too, like, there was the dead raccoon under the tree, like 10 paces in front of the graves. And I felt the vibe as a medium of like, maybe it's not like the coolest, like, maybe the vibes are off, my guy. And you were like, is this an omen of like what we should be doing? And my egotistical brain was like, no, we're not going to play into the omens. We're not going to play into the skepticism or like the spiritual nature of this. I'm a rational human being with paranormal equipment. We're scientists right now, right? And then we went and I was so excited. And not only did we learn that an ant will set off a REM pod, but also the souls I was so excited to talk to asked us to please leave. And I was like, no, Russell and his omens were right.
It was a very clear, like, yeah, just leave us alone. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to be like disrespectful or anything. And I don't think that we were being really like disrespectful or anything like that. It was just simply a case of like, we don't want to talk. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. They were very much like, this isn't our jam. Like when the Jehovah Witnesses come to the door. We were their Jehovah Witnesses and they were like, we do not want what you're selling. Please leave. And I felt so bad for the rest of the day. I literally sat in bed and like asked for forgiveness. And then I also remembered too that we brought flowers. We picked flowers from my house. I forgot to leave flowers on their grave. But I also feel like, no, we didn't because they said no. So it didn't cross my mind. I just was like, okay, they said, please leave. So I'm not going to do anything. But now I'm like, should we have left them flowers? Should we have not left them flowers? Did I do something continually wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, is going back and putting flowers on there just like rubbing salt in the wound, or is it trying to make amends? Like, how do you navigate that situation? If you're listening, can you please let us know in the comments below if I should go back and give the souls that didn't want us to talk to them flowers as a sorry, or should I just leave it alone? Because I feel like I should just leave it alone. But the Olivia side of me is like, no, they need flowers.
I mean, I don't see why that would be viewed as something bad. So like, I feel like it would be fine, but also they were also just not about our vibes. So like, maybe they don't want our flowers.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like when the Jehovah Witnesses come and then they leave the pamphlet on your door and you already didn't want to talk to them. You're like, I don't want your stinking pamphlet.
Yeah.
That's what kind of the vibes I get. Anyways,
yeah.
I've asked for forgiveness and said sorry lots of times.
It's probably okay.
Yeah. Aside from that, I do have to agree with you that the VR thing was cool. And if we do go to another location in the future, do want to try and use the VR headset because
I recommend it.
Please explain to the viewers at home what that is like.
I mean, it's just the VR headset's really interesting. I mean, it gives a lot of scary things all the time. So like, if you are freaked out easily, you might just be like, okay, I see blood. I'm done with this. Cause it doesn't, I don't know, like, I don't know if it has a filter really. I've never seen it like show anything like super violent, but like it kind of like looks a little gory all the time. Um, but it is very interesting. It's supposed to use the sensors on your phone. And it's using like magnetic sensors, as well as like there's some like electronic sensors that it can use too as well. A very interesting device. It's ridiculous to sit there with a like actual like VR headset. I guess it's over here, like an actual VR headset in the middle of a cemetery, just sitting here.
Well, and that's the other thing that we ran into when we were at the cemetery. There was other people there, and we were staying to the very older side of the cemetery strictly. And I didn't want people to think that we were being disrespectful or like weird. Because even as a content creator, when I see people out like in like, what is it, content creators in the wild, I'm always like, what is that person doing? That's so weird.
Right.
But then when you're trying to do it, you got to just not think about it that way. And there was some dude in a red Honda Civic that kept circling, and I was like, what does this dude want? He's obviously not here to like see someone, and if he is, he's just like very I don't know, it's just odd. So I was like, let's not anger the man in the Honda Civic. No one wants to anger anyone in a Civic, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, there was one point that someone was just like walking through the cemetery. I guess some people like run through there, I guess.
They jog,
It kind of looked like he was in like workout equipment, like workout clothing and that kind of stuff. And he came towards us and we were just like, should we stop? Let's stop recording.
Right? Because I also don't want people to just like go through it either.
Yeah. And well, also too, then as soon as we stopped recording, it was like, everything was like, all right, let's talk now. So it's like, all right, get the camera back out real quick. Let's just finish this up.
Yeah. The ghost investigators just like mantra is, we didn't get it on camera because we stopped recording for a millisecond.
That's why I always record now ever since, I mean, probably Wilson Castle, one of those ones, because I used to like stop in between, but now I just record the whole time. But in this case, like people are approaching us and that kind of stuff. So like, I don't want to get people on camera. I don't want to do that. So like, I kind of have to stop there. But yeah, it's quite literally the second you stop recording, something happens. So I just don't. And then I fill up all of my hard drives with just like all these videos that I'm like, this is just us like walking around in the dark and I'm still recording.
That's awesome. So we started out, I think we started the video. There's this really nice little bench that has a very sweet like saying about a river, and it overlooks a river. I don't know if it's a gravestone or if it's just like a memorial bench that someone put in there, but it's specifically for sitting on. So we started the video there and we're like, okay, well, let's just end it over there instead of trying to go somewhere else and possibly offend other people, because that's not what we're here to do. And that's when some nature spirits started stepping forward and talking about, I think it was more cemetery guardians that stepped forward, because you were perceiving them in the first place. And it was kind of like I was feeling the vibe of the guardians, but it wasn't clicking in my brain. I was just like circumventing that with my excitement to do an investigation with you. I mean, no, literally getting out of the house after, it'll be 2 years so soon from when we're recording now, like postpartum. I've just been waiting to feel like a person again and have my son have enough confidence in order to get out of the house and go on investigation. So I was so excited to have adult time.
Yeah, like something. Just get some, especially like on your birthday too, as well. Although you probably want to be with your family, but also at the same time.
No, it was really special and it means a lot to me. So I appreciate you. But we ended there too, because we're like, all right, we're just gonna end here, see if anyone wants to talk about it. And the guardians stepped forward. So if you guys don't necessarily know what a cemetery guardian is, it is a spiritual being or beings that are there to help protect the souls and the physical site of the cemetery themselves. So sometimes cemeteries can have like one generalized guardian. Mind you, this is just not something I've looked up. It's just something that I've intuitively understood from going to cemeteries as a medium. So there can be one guardian that protects the whole cemetery, but there can also be like little individual ones, which I've never seen before. And it wasn't until our graveyard video that I was able to helped me to perceive that. And then you started getting information from the VR headset.
Yeah. Yeah, which it was, I mean, the images were very vivid. Because the first one kind of looks like, I wish I had it on my computer so I could like go through it. And it was only the first one that was like that. The rest of them were like the normal ones that you normally see. And it's always random, but just the way that it was appearing was normal. But it was like an Indian is what it looked like. And maybe in like a big headdress. It's very interesting.
It was like
I've never,
a Native American man, like you said, with the
yeah,
headdress, and then there was people that looked like normal people from nowadays standing around
yeah,
him.
with like cameras and stuff. It was really, I'm trying to like pull it up now. I think I have it somewhere.
Because I'm sure, like, the whole point of this VR headset is to sort of transcribe the information that it's getting, however
Hmm.
that's happening, into something that's clairvoyant. Because as a medium, that's the same thing that happens to me, just it happens in my own brain. So to have a VR headset try to transcribe it too is interesting. And I'm wondering if perhaps maybe you were just perceiving one of the spirits or souls around or within the cemetery,
It could have been,
and they
yeah.
were showing you how they feel about us. Because that's how
Mm.
I interpreted it. They're like, this is
Oh,
me, and this is what you and your friend doing your paranormal investigation are like. That's
that's
exactly how
funny.
I interpreted that.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I have it on my phone now, but like it like looks like, and that's the part when this thing gets like kind of creepy because
Hmm.
it looks like people are just like standing and like holding cameras, but then it looks like someone's wearing like a gas mask, like in the background
Yeah.
a little bit. Like there's some like weird glowing eyes. It's just kind of like weird and random, but it is very vivid and definitely a Native American. Very interesting. Oh my God. Sorry, I haven't looked at that yet.
It was
Very
creepy.
interesting.
I think the
Yeah.
second most interesting one was the man that was driving through a field on a tank.
Yeah.
Because
That one was interesting too.
that could be interpreted as someone, because that cemetery has a lot of war heroes, Civil
Hmm.
War, World War One, and World War Two. So that could definitely be, and Vietnam War. There could be a lot of that could just be someone giving you more of a literal interpretation of a part of
Hmm.
or portion of their life.
Yeah. And I wasn't even asking like specific questions. I was like, just show me stuff. Like
Hmm.
whatever you want to show me, just show it to me. It doesn't even have to like line up with what we're doing. I just want to like see something that like you want to show me.
I remember the feeling of it because we were sitting on the bench, right, and we had, I
Hmm.
think, the dead bell next to us or behind us or in between us, something
Yeah.
like that. And it felt like there was human souls behind you lining up to try and share something through the VR. And then
Hmm.
in front of us, it was almost like the spirits or the guardians of the cemetery were helping facilitate it.
Hmm.
Because we were
Yeah.
asking questions to the spirits of the cemetery or the guardians of the cemetery, and that's when the dead bell was going off. But it was almost like they were talking on behalf of the souls that were behind you, which was just interesting. Like to
Yeah.
directionally feel it.
Yeah, you're right. I did kind of feel like there were people lining up. I do remember that. It was very interesting. I've never done anything in a cemetery before either. So like I was really like kind of nervous about it because I was like, how active is this gonna be? Like, and I mean, honestly, the bridge kind of felt more active, but
Yeah.
it was still pretty active and it was still I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
But that's just how paranormal investigating is. Sometimes
Yeah.
you think it's going to be great and you get absolutely nothing. And then the other times you're like a
Mhm.
little nervous and you get really, really, really good interactions. So,
Yeah. There are a couple locations that I've been to multiple times, and sometimes just nothing happens, and other times it's like you would think that this building has just been like loaded up with energy before you came somehow,
they were
and
just
it's just
waiting.
crazy, crazy.
Well, for all of you psychics that are out there listening and watching, if you haven't seen the videos, there should be one, if not both, of these videos online on YouTube, the Meta PsycKicks YouTube channel, the main channel. So if you're looking for the cemetery video or the park investigation, please go find those. They'll be linked in the description below or in the little eye if you're watching on the extras channel. But let's move on to our rating of paranormal equipment because we've used a good fair share of these things, and
Yeah.
I think it might be helpful maybe for people that
Mhm.
want to invest or not, depending on what their needs, desires, etc. are for paranormal investigation. All right, so we're gonna rate our opinions on paranormal equipment from 1 to 10. Do you want to do 1 to 10 or 1 to 5?
Mm, Either one's fine. 1 to 10. Well, 1 to 5. Well, I like 1 to 10.
Okay, we'll do 1 to 10. And we'll just go down the list. Let's start first with the REM pod.
Oh, yes. The REM pod for those that are watching a video.
So the REM pod, it uses sensors within it to compile information about whether or not like the proximity something is to it. It also does motion as well as heat and temperature. So temperature changes will make something go off. Whether or not something is really close to it or super close to it will make it go off. And then what's the last one?
Yeah, it does
EMF too. It does EMF.
EMF, temperature. Yeah.
And proximity.
Yeah. Proximity. Yes.
So the REM pods are really good, just like all around one, but it really does like, I don't know. The only time I've ever really seen it go cattywampus was when we were in the Conjuring house.
Yeah, it was something that was just like trying to pull it through the floor. It was crazy. Yeah, the REM pod, I do like the REM pod. It's loud and obnoxious though. So that loses some points in my book. Although it does kind of need to be kind of noisy anyway, so you can hear it go off. We've gotten some like really good like responses from that before. I would say in my book, it's like an 8.
Really?
Like I would totally say like, it's definitely something that I feel like every investigator should have at some point or use it at some point to that. Cause I don't know. I feel like it's just a solid device, I guess.
Ugh, I'm too like fickle. I would say it's like a 5 to a 7. I would, and when I say 5 because that's like my middle of the road. Like you should probably have it. But it's not my favorite either because it is really loud and noisy. I hate having to turn it on and off because anytime you turn it on and off, you're touching it. Yeah. It sounds like some crazy freaking Disney monster losing its mind.
I don't know if we can hear it.
I can't hear it at all.
Oh man, it cuts out all that sound. Yeah, it's a little bit.
The farther away you take it, the more I can hear it.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Now we got nothing. That's okay. We can see it though. That's so funny.
I mean, it's a fun noise at least, but like also is kind of obnoxious.
I don't know. I'm just sensitive to sounds, I think, in the first place. Like if someone's watching, my husband, if we're watching a movie, he and his sister, because my sister-in-law comes over a lot to help with the baby. If we're just eating dinner at the end of the night and we're watching something, they all want to talk about it. And I'm like, listen, we can either talk or we can have the TV on, but I can't do this anymore. My ADHD brain is about to explode, and that's how I feel about the REM pod.
Yeah, I feel that. I can't like watch and have a conversation at the same time. It's like watching a movie like in an actual movie theater and someone's talking and you're like, can you not? Thank you.
Yes, exactly. So I do think the REM pod is necessary. I think it's an essential, if you will, like I don't know, bringing shampoo or something when you go somewhere for a couple days. But yeah. So I would say 5. You say 8. So that's good. All right. Let's talk about the EMF reader.
Yeah. Which I have EMF. Well, is it the K2 or is it the E? Is this
K2 EMF. It's fine. Same thing.
Yeah. This is a nice little device, although this is going to go off a lot in front of my computer and all that stuff. Not valid.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was when we went to the Madison Seminary, they told us that in one section of the building not to use EMF specifically because they knew there was interference with it.
Yeah, it's like that first hallway when you're on the first floor. They have like all of their electronic equipment in there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't use the K2 very often.
Really?
I really don't. No, I find that it goes off a lot and there's a lot of interference with it, which I mean, I guess there really could be interference with everything, but I really just don't use this. I have it and I'm like, oh yeah, we can get that out and use it. And then I never do.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because it doesn't make any sound.
I mean, it works.
I think if I wanted to have the K2 instead of the REM pod, I would probably want it just because it's quiet. Because the REM pod has the K2 feature, right?
Yeah, because it's going off of EMFs. So yeah. I believe it's EMS that it goes off of. But yeah, I mean, they're similar devices. So I don't know. I just never go and get it. It's like, it's kind of like a 2.5 for me.
Really? Okay. Because I would say
really low.
Mine is like a 5 to a 6. But it's
That's
just,
fair.
I like to have it because if you go through a room, you can stop where it starts to spike and then ask questions, and it'll spike if you're asking questions too.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make noise like the REM pod. But if you really do just want to have like an all-encompassing little thing, then get a REM pod.
Mm-hmm.
I would be more partial to having 3 things instead of the REM pod, but that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say we've gotten stuff out of it before, and I've tried to use it more in like recently than anything, but it is one of the devices that I always forget that I have. I just always forget. Like, oh yeah, I could have got that out after we're like on the way home, and I'm like, well,
That's funny. I
guess
mean,
not.
or if you're like a contractor or something, I've had so many like little like Chinese tech companies reach out to me, not tech companies, but like the online things, and like, use K2 reader, and like, will you please talk about this on your video? And then everything that they talk about when you buy the K2 thing or the EMF is like, use it to see if your microwave is working, use it to see if your refrigerator is working.
Like, I don't understand how I can tell that this is like, what am I supposed to use this in like actual like real life for though?
Well, no, that's what it's for. Like going around your house.
What does it mean?
I don't know, but I've had a lot of companies reach out and they're like, will you sponsor this? And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about the music box and or motion sensors, because that's what the music box senses is motion.
Honestly, the music box is kind of scary. I like find it annoying too, because for some reason, all of the music boxes are like really like picky and really like finicky. So they just like kind of go off a lot, and you have to like keep them really clean. Otherwise they just keep going off. So I don't like that. And also I have heard the music that the music box makes in the shadows outside. Like this was at Fairfield. I've heard that music and the music box not going off before. And like heard it coming from the hallway in the morgue. And like, I can hear the music box. So it really creeps me out when I hear that music, because I'm like, I don't like that it was like separate from the music box at one point. So like now every time I hear it, I'm like, ooh, this is kind of scary.
Okay, well, if you guys that are listening want to know about the trick that Fairfield does with the morgue area, then go back and listen to the podcast that came out before this one, because then you'll know. But I have a question for you. Do you think that the reason, Russell, that you heard the music box music at Fairfield in the morgue area is because the spirits knew that it was going to play if you played it, like a residual haunting? Or do you think it was an active haunting? Because in the morgue, they could definitely throw that sound out there spiritually just to mess with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
What if they're like, we know this Joe, we're gonna creep him out with this,
right, and just like freak me out? I mean, it could be. It definitely. The fact that you could hear it and I don't remember if that might have been with Meta PsycKicks. It could have also been when I was doing stuff for Nightmare Fuel Paranormal. But
I have a question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you went to Fairfield most recently, or for Nightmare Fuel, was there a lady that was talking to you guys?
I don't remember a lady talking to. Well, I mean, I guess there could have been. Yeah, I was like really closed off the last time I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like really just didn't like, because I was not vibing with the whole night. But the first time I was there, I was like opened up more things, and I don't know. I don't remember there being any like women that we were talking to that night. But maybe the second time. I haven't watched that video in a while. Okay. I haven't watched any of the footage.
You'll have to let me know. I feel like there's a woman who's standing here who has long brown hair, and she's wearing like a midi dress. It could have been, maybe she was like a receptionist, or so. I feel like she might have worked there maybe, or she was there often, but her dress is yellow and it has little like yellow flowers on it, like a print. And it's very like 1940s, 1950s. And she's just talking about being there with you guys. That's all.
That's fun.
She gives a little bit of a forebodingness to her, which is why I feel like she might have been someone that worked there, but I just didn't know if that was someone that you might have talked to, or if I'm just making it up.
We could have, because we had a little bit of activity down in the morgue, but we didn't really have any activity upstairs or anything. Okay. So it could have been something.
Interesting. So when it comes back to the music box or the motion sensor, I like it, even though it absolutely creeps me out. I just don't know why they have to make the stupid noises sound so creepy. Why can't it just be like a Jack in a Box, or like freaking Fetty Wap or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be any other song. And they choose like the scariest stuff.
So when it comes to cleaning it and stuff, do you think that like dust particles and things could set it off?
I think that maybe that could like set that off. I don't know if it's enough to set it off, but I think that if enough dust builds up on it, it will set it off. And they're just really like sensitive, honestly. So it just kind of like we end up having to like reset it a bunch of times and like keep resetting it because it just gets like stuck on. And it's like, I don't know if there's actually someone standing there and just being menacingly just like looking at us, or if it's just this stupid little like sensor just being dumb.
I wonder if when you buy a sensor like that, it'll tell you the like specs of how far it actually sees forward in order like how far does or close does something have to be to set it off, because then maybe that can help with understanding why it may or may not be working.
Yeah, it could be. And I mean, they don't really have like a super long range to them, but I also feel like sometimes light sets it off too as well. Like if you have a flashlight.
Oh.
And so I feel like sometimes that sets it off and maybe that kind of messes with it. I don't know what type of sensor it is in there. Cause if it's like a photo eye, like the photo eyes are, if anything crosses in front of it, it goes off. So I don't know what type of sensor is in there. I've never actually like looked it up, honestly.
Okay. So when it comes to Music Box, do your research, understand the specifications, and then maybe go forward with it. I like it again because it's not a REM pod. But
yeah, it's fun.
We had
it's
really
a fun device.
It worked really good at the Wilson Castle.
Yeah.
Like really good.
It works really well at Twin City too as well, which I've never heard it move that fast because it was definitely playing a lot faster than what it normally does.
No, that I forgot about that. That was the one moment that solidified my fear in the Music Box. Was that BS?
Slowly speeding up.
That was not okay. Yeah, those three things at the Twin City were not a fan.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to, and this has a couple different devices that you can use, but the Estes method.
Yeah.
So the Estes method was developed in Estes, Colorado at the Stanley Hotel. What is that?
That's the spirit box. This is a different spirit box.
That's a very fancy one.
Yeah. This one, you can like record and stuff on this one, I think.
Huh.
So like you can record what you hear and then you can like insert in the videos, which I always forget to turn it on and record it. When I do it, I just like end up using it. So yeah, the Estes method is fun though too. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I just like
explain how you do it and what like the proper form to execute the Estes method.
Yeah. So normally with the Estes method, you're ideally want to get rid of like all of your like senses and you only want to be able to hear the spirit box. So you usually will sit by yourself in a room by yourself or like with people like across the room. So then that way you're not like feeling them like move around you and blindfolded. Or
noise
if you want to
canceling headphones.
Yes. I was going to say, if you want to take it an extra step further, noise canceling headphones, and you can use the VR headset with it too as well. Which I've done before. And it's really interesting because then you're saying things and like things are showing up for you and you're trying to explain what you're seeing and what's going through the spirit box, which is kind of a little bit difficult, but you're supposed to be able to like remove all your senses and just listen to the words that are coming through. So you are kind of, in this case, the divination tool, and you're just saying the words you hear. So a lot of times what I like to do is I like to do FM in reverse. So it's going backwards through all of the channels. That apparently has like a better success rate. I don't understand why, it might be AM in reverse because AM is used a lot less than FM radio. So you have less chances of just like random things coming through.
So explain to all of the people that may not know what a spirit box is, like what it actually is in its essence.
Yeah. So it's doing is it's going through radio stations rapidly. And just for a split second, you're hearing what's coming through on the radio station. So sometimes it's like, you'll hear like little bits of music. Other times you'll just hear a single a single
Word.
and that's it. And the tone of those words are always really interesting too, as well. Like which ones you like hear, because there are voices that come through in the spirit box that are so insanely creepy, and you're like, what? But what station? What are they talking about on that station? Because it is radio stations, so it's actual things that are playing on the radio.
Because all of a sudden you just hear your mom.
Yeah, like you just hear like these like random things, and it's not like you're like mashing words together and like making a word out of the sounds that you're hearing. They're actual words.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting, and then it rapidly sweeps through those. And then you can put like filters on them too, which I have a filter, and you can like filter out just the words. So then that's the only thing that you're getting. But it is, I love the Estes method. It's my favorite thing. I immediately am like, all right, let's do the Estes method because that'll be fun in this room. So much fun. We've gotten some like really creepy things, and which is like, I that's the part that I still don't understand. I'm like, what are people talking about on the radio that could quite possibly have these words? So the theory is that they can like manipulate which stations to like come through and like which words to come through. And it does work. And it works pretty much everywhere for the most part. There are some places it doesn't work. Like I've tried it at my house and I don't really get anything, but any like place that has any remote amount of energy, usually your spirit box is like your go-to that night.
Yeah. I like the Estes method. I like the spirit box. I like doing EVPs. My problem with EVPs is I never wait long enough. So you really have to be patient if you want to do EVPs, and you have to be calm if you want to do the Estes method. I don't think that I could do the Estes method by myself in a location, because you usually are blindfolded or you're not looking at things. And I just, I don't know. I don't like being blindfolded and can't hear things just in general.
Sometimes, yeah, it can get really creepy because a lot of times what happens, because you're removing like all your senses and you don't know what's going on around you. I always get, when there's like heavier, darker spirits, I always feel like there's someone walking around me, and you can like feel the floor like moving as if someone's like just like circling you like a shark. And that always freaks me out. We've had a lot of that happens, or you'll feel like someone's like walking really heavy across the room. That happens especially like in like older buildings as well, because like the floors are generally like a little bit shiftier, and sometimes we're like sitting right next to each other and they're like, is someone walking? And whoever's next to them is like, no one's moving at all.
Yeah.
And I could swear that there's someone walking around just like waltzing through the building.
The most interesting part was when we did the Estes method once with 2 people in different rooms. You were one of those people. And both of you were saying the same exact things.
Yeah. And it's not, when that happens, like you can't, these are really hard to sync up because they're just starting on random stations. So they're not starting on like the same thing every single time. So the fact that they like sync up at times, a lot of times, I've had a location where like we finish each other's sentences before.
Yeah.
Really interesting. I would say there's gotta be something to it. There has to be. There's no way.
So when it comes to a rating with the Estes method in the spirit box, what's your rating?
I would say probably an 8 on that one.
I would say 8 or 9 too, because you can always get something out of it. And when it comes to the words coming out, it's never like crazy because you can turn up or down the volume.
Yeah, I also love repeating exactly how it says the words too as well. So just the same intonation and the same reflection.
You become a thespian.
It's always funny. Yeah, it's so funny. And then it also makes great for the trailers, because then I'm just like saying scary things and saying the way that it's like actually being said on it, which again, why are we saying things that creepy on the radio? I don't understand. Like, what radio station is this? I need to hear it.
I feel like when I do the Estes method, though, I'm always just picking out pieces of pop songs, and it just is silly. Yeah. I'm not very good at the Estes method.
Just end up singing a song, which we've gotten to before, where it's like you get like music from like that specific time period of like wherever you're investigating, and you're like, what are the odds that that would be playing on the radio right now?
Oh, I remember being in the Madison Seminary, and this was one of my favorite things because a lot of things are always spun as being scary, and I like to look at the things that aren't. That's just me as a medium. And on the top floor where they had like the scary doctor and stuff, but they also had it as like the meeting room or the common area where they would hold parties and stuff. There was an old couple that came up to me, and I think we were using the spirit box, and they I asked them what their favorite song was, and they said Love. So like L is for the way you look. It made me so happy. Anyways, just little things like
funny.
that. And then I don't know if it came up on the spirit box, but I just remember that was one of my favorite times there. Okay, so I also think that the Estes method is like an 8 or a 9. I think it's something that you should try to do. You should have a spirit box because it's always good and it's fun. Next is the dead bell, which is more new.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the dead bell.
I love the dead bell. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
It's just
my favorite.
A feature, a core part of when I went to Louisiana, and every soul seemed to love the dead bell.
Yeah, it's really accurate. It's really fun to play with too as well. So like playing games with spirits, you can kind of do that. Like I know some people are like, let's go play and hide and clap or whatever. That's a little bit too scary. And if I hear something clap in the shadows, I'm out of there, man. After I get it on video, of course. But it is my favorite one, especially like the most recent videos that we've done. We use that one throughout almost all of it because it gets really good responses. It really does, especially in older places or hotels.
Well, I think it's nice though too, like you said, older places and hotels, because souls know what a bell is, and they're like, if we want to get service, we're gonna ring this bell. It's not like a REM pod. It's not like any of the other pieces of equipment, because it looks like something that a soul will know, regardless of any spiritual whatevers. So, I mean, even when it was turned off, I have heard it go off because a soul just comes up and they're like, ding. And that is what sold me on it, was the fact that it still can go off even when it's turned off, and it will.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun device. And we like to do like the air horn, the bow, 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 bow. We like to go up and like be like, all right, if you're here, why don't you make the bell go ding 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 ding.
Have you gotten it to do that?
Yes, we
really
have gotten it to do that. It's so funny. It's ridiculous. I don't know if it's on video, but it's so much fun to do that. I love doing it.
That sounds like fun. And it's always fun it's always nice to try and have fun with the souls that are there too. I mean, yes, sometimes it's good to get a story and like let souls that have something that they want to share those things, because it helps bring them peace. But if they also just want to hang out and have fun, that is also so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 10 out of 10 for me.
I think it's a 10 out of 10 too. I think aside from the spirit box and the Estes method, I think a dead bell and a spirit box is probably pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to cat balls, what do you think about cat balls?
I've never really had like good activity from cat balls. Every once in a while, like we'll have one go off when no one's moving, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. Unfortunately, they don't work as well as like what I would hope that they would.
I want to also put flashlights or mag lights under the same thing as cat balls. So both of them.
Yeah. Which I've got cat balls here too. Cat balls. I've been playing with them the whole time.
So cat balls are motion activated, and the premise behind using a mag light too is the same thing. So mag lights you have to turn, and I think using mag lights personally is annoying because it's constituent on how sensitive the mag light it is. And when you're just sitting there trying to like make sure it's just not on and just not off, it's so obnoxious, because that's the thing. You have to turn it just to where if they like touch it, it could turn on. So that's the same premise with cat balls. Cat balls are just cheaper than a mag light. And if you really need to get out of a place and see where you're going, it's nice to just have a flashlight in your pocket. Right. But I mean, I don't know. I think they're like a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, I'm more of like a 1 for them. Now, if something like kicks that bitch and it like flies down the hallway, like that's a 10 out of 10 for me. At that point, I'm like, all right, we'll use these, but that has not happened. So
ooh, we should get bouncy balls that are glow in the dark.
Oh, yeah, we could.
We could do that. Just go to like a really old mall somewhere before we go to a place and just get as many bouncy balls as we can at the big container. That would be fun.
Yeah. The cat balls, they just, I don't know. It really also depends on what cat balls you get because some of them are really sensitive and other ones aren't.
Oh, okay.
So like, also the thing that kind of sucks with the cat balls as well is that once they die, you have to get new ones because they're like glued shut. So it's like kind of wasteful a little bit, but they last a long time. So it's not like they're going to be like dead anytime soon, but
Between cat balls and a flashlight, though, I'd rather have a mag light than a cat ball just because you can use it and it's literally the same premise. But when it comes to like ease of using, a mag light is a little bit harder than a cat ball because the cat balls you just turn on and set down.
With the flashlights, the mag lights, there's a lot of controversy on like whether or not those are accurate or not.
I know there's so many people that talk about it, and I'm like, listen, if you're gonna talk about it, just go get a mag light because you can use it in your house and just see if it works. Go somewhere, go to like an old church or something, and be like, hey, Aunt Betty, you want to turn this on for me? Just see if it works. A lot
of time it's like they're like, oh well, like you're short circuiting the flashlight when you do that so that it's going through a natural cycle of like heating and cooling. And I'm like, well, okay, so if it's going through heating and cooling, then who's to say a spirit isn't cooling it down to turn it off and then like moving away for it to turn back on? So like,
because it is all about EMF, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of spirits, I mean, are associated with cold, like chills and that kind of stuff. So like if it's going, if it's cooling down, then they could use this to still manipulate it because it's essentially going to generate heat when it's shorting out. And so I think it's when it gets warmer, it starts to like expand and then the metal like makes contact and it turns on. So it's like spirits can still manipulate that. So, and I think that's like the main argument is that it's like, it's a cycle and it can be timed. And I'm like, but I know for a fact that I have had these flashlights out and it is not a cycle and it's very random and it's not like a normal repeating pattern. It's very different. So I still think that they can be accurate. I think sometimes maybe it does go off randomly and you're like, but you can kind of tell though when it is going off on like a loop and you're like, this is just turning on and off every like couple of minutes.
I've never seen them turn on and off on a loop.
Yeah.
Personally,
like they usually like turn off and stay off.
Well, and I'm looking up too. It says, yes, electromagnetic fields or EMF create heat when they are absorbed by matter, exciting molecules and increasing their kinetic energy, which is perceived as heat. So it says, their interaction with matter involves different processes like molecular vibration, rotation, or ohmic conduction. So ohms is just, like ohms when it comes to electricity, it's measured in ohms and things like that. So when I talk about like increased molecular motion, that's what I think about when it comes to the idea and perception of souls anyways. It's just that souls do exist. It's just that they're in a state of existence or matter that we haven't as humans been able to quantify yet. And if that's all dictated by how their molecular structure is able to vibrate, which would go into EMF. So I don't know. I am saying I agree with your idea when it comes to if they get closer, they can heat it up or cool it down.
Yeah. I think they're valid. I like them. I like to use them. We don't use them as much as what we used to, but they do work. It does work. I would say for like, if we want to separate the flashlights are like a 5 for me personally.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit better than cat balls for, what they do, as well as just being resourceful because you need a flashlight when it's
just actually useful.
11 o'clock at night and you're in a scary place. I mean, I'm full of doubt with all of these things, but just from experience, I think that they're pretty fine.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like we're like, this is the truth. It's just fun, guys.
Yeah.
Don't harsh our mellow. And if you're here to harsh our mellow, just go home and be angry by yourself. We're just literally going into a cool old place, enjoying its beauty and ambiance and the scariness of it, and trying to talk to ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just experimental stuff. So it's not like these things don't necessarily like prove the existence of ghosts, but like I've got like EVP recordings and videos of stuff that I can't explain. So like, there's something going on in most of these places.
And it's fun to talk about it. And if you don't think it's fun, then that's fine. That's okay. So, okay. VR headset.
Oh gosh. Yeah. the VR headsets.
I did not know this was a thing until we hung out for my birthday and made videos. So
It's a fun device. I mean, I guess I should like fully explain it. But the VR headset essentially it uses your phone, and there's an app for it, and it uses the sensors on your phone to generate images using AI, or like an algorithm. I don't know if it's necessarily AI, but it's some type of algorithm. And those images can be anything. So like you'll get faces a lot. Sometimes it'll show you like locations. You'll see like in a field outside, or it'll show you a graveyard, or I'll show you, many different things. Super fun to use. Very interesting to use at a haunted location because it's also kind of silly too as well because you're like sitting there in a VR headset in a haunted location, which is kind of why I like to use it with the spirit box too as well, because then you're like taking even more senses away from yourself and you're just like listening to static, and you can kind of get multiple things from both devices at the same time.
you're just replacing your senses.
Mm-hmm. And you can even use, I think there's like a setting that you can like stop it from generating images and it just like generates static. And so you can like see stuff in the static too as well. There's like a couple different like methods that some people will do where they'll like make the room like really dark and like look into a mirror and like see things in the mirror. So it's kind of like similar to that.
Yeah, the like Bloody Mary premises. There's a name for it, but your brain is like it's so used to seeing things that the phenomenon that it creates in deprivation of seeing things is like just crazy. That's where all the Bloody Mary myths and stuff come from.
I don't think that's pareidolia, is it?
No, it's not pareidolia. It's a different phrase. I can't remember it. I know I've talked about it, but the same reason that your brain dreams is similar to why when you look into a mirror, you start to hallucinate, or if you're looking at static, you'll start to see things.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really fun. I've gotten some like really good stuff out of it. I know you haven't used it yet, which I really want you to use it at some point. Cause like,
I would like to, as long as you promise not to leave the room with me, because again, it's like the Estes method where I'm like, I'm by myself. Monsters are going to eat me.
Yeah, and then now you're seeing scary things in your head and scary things on your phone screen.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would circumvent the things that are going on in my head, which is why I wanted to try and see when we went to the cemetery if I could see the same thing that you were seeing, but that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it was. I mean, it's a cool device. That's like I would say that's like a 9 for me personally, but I would go to say maybe a 10.
I'm not going to rate it just because I don't have a point of reference aside from you showing me the photos on your phone. So I'm going to opt out of this one, but I do think it's really freaking cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not a necessary paranormal investigation tool, but it's cool to have.
Yeah.
Like we don't use it all the time. We just use it every once in a while. I think in the videos that are posting more recently, we might have used it in every single one of them.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, the dead bell did break during that time period when we were recording. So, and it's like, it was working fine and just like stopped working. So we're like a little bit short on paranormal investigation tools. So we did a couple investigations without the dead bell. Although now it's back, so
that's fun. Okay, moving on to, we only have 2, kind of 3. I wanted to talk about the SLS. Have you ever used an SLS?
I have never used it, no.
I did. Okay, so I went to Nevada, and I got to do a collaboration with Patrick from the Haunted Side, which so many people reach out to me and tell me about so many things that are just going on that I don't see. Because I really am just in like my little own creative bubble of not looking at much anything else. And I've had people tell me that there's like, I don't know, stuff with Patrick and someone else and whatever. I just feel like every time I go on the internet now, there's just drama between people and I'm just not here for it. So anyways, I believe Patrick is a very nice person because I went to Nevada for like, I don't even remember how many days. It was at least 2 or 3 days because we went to 3 places and he's very nice to me. So when we went there, he had an SLS and we went to an antique place that he's friends with the owners and we had a fabulous experience. I ended up giving the owner a reading, which was really fun. But I don't know, the SLS is, I think it's fun because you can see where souls potentially could be. And I do think that kind of like when you were using the VR headset, I was trying to perceive where souls might be. And then I do think that there was, I would say every 3 out of 5, maybe, there was someone in the building or the area that I also felt was there, and it was coming up on the SLS. So I don't think it's like 100% success rate, but I do think that if you feel like there's someone in the room with you, like clairsentiently, that's psychic proprioception, if you could break out the SLS and see if you could also see it on the sensor as well, then that's kind of where the SLS comes in. I don't know how expensive they are, so just because it's probably really expensive, I would give it like a 3 out of 5 just because it's really not that necessary, but it is fun.
Yeah, which the SLS is it's like it gives like the outline of the people, right? Where it like plots out. Yeah.
I guess it was like when you play PlayStation or some video game and you stand in front of it and Xbox, and you're like pretending to do the punchy motions, it picks you up. So that's the same thing as it's supposed to be picking up the outline of someone like it does you.
Yeah, so you can make those yourself.
Oh, really?
You just need like an old laptop, and then you need an old Xbox Connect, and then you can kind of make your own.
Oh.
Although I don't know how like complicated that gets. Also kind of seems a little bit rigged up and potential for me to break it. So
always potential to break it.
Yeah.
Expensive piece. All right, so the last one is the Ovulus, which is just like a spirit box, though, kind of. Yeah. It just is a little more fancy.
Yeah, I don't have an Ovulus, although some of the apps that have like the word banks work very similar to an Ovulus. I don't understand how the Ovulus works, but that would be cool to have.
Yeah, so we looked it up earlier, and it says an Ovulus device, according to the internet, the Google search, says it selects words by processing environmental data from its sensors and using a programmed algorithm to match detected patterns or associations with words from its internal database, which it then speaks aloud. You were also saying that there's a setting for some of the Ovulus, or like, because I know there's different, they're really expensive. And there's different versions of them, but you said one of them was like specific environmental factors would make word sounds like ch, ah, n.
Yeah, so it has like a phonetic setting.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Ovuluses are like $500. They're crazy. I think it's actually even more than that. I'll tell you.
So while he pulls that up, I just want to say that the other Google search that I had was, while it's important to understand the skepticism surrounding paranormal equipment, which it is, the Ovulus device commonly used in ghost hunting was created by Bill Chappell or Chappell with digital dowsing. So it's kind of like a REM pod, but with a database of words.
Yeah.
So instead of beep, boop, doodly dops, it gives you words.
Yeah. The Ovulus 5 is 699 euros. Or maybe that's pounds. Hold on.
Why are you looking it up in like European? That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm like looking up to see what the price is because it's all. I don't know if I'm pretty sure this is in pounds, but it's like $1,000 if that's the case. I don't know. They're expensive, but anyways, sorry, I'm just getting distracted. Yeah. So there's different settings. So they have like a phonetic setting. So it's built on the like characteristics of a language. So it's the building blocks language, and there's no words involved with it. So it can like phonetically sound something out and say things that aren't in the dictionary for that. There's like an energy setting too as well, which I would assume is kind of like an EMF type deal. And then it also has motion in it too as well. So if you like pick it up and move it, or if you put it on the ground, it'll tell you.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of different settings. I don't know. They're really expensive. I want one, but it's like, is it really worth it that much? Like I have an app on my phone that can do some of it.
I saw the Ovulus 5 was $599.95.
Okay. So maybe the website I'm looking at is wrong.
No, you're fine. It's just, when it comes to stuff like the Ovulus, because I have used an Ovulus before, I've been around people that have used them, as well as like the spirit box. I do think that there is discretion that needs to be used as a medium, because you just get words. So it's almost like is as if someone were to give you one word out of an entire sentence. That's kind of what Ovulus's and Spirit Box stuff does for you.
Mm-hmm.
So like one of the most noticeable things that I've realized after doing this for so long is that when people are like, demon, it's not really that there's a demon around you 9 times out of 10. It's just because they're like, the things that you're doing aren't cool. It's like demonic things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you shouldn't be hanging out here type of stuff. So usually when
Right.
it says stuff like that, it's not as literal as I think some investigators may theatricize it, make it more theatrical than it needs to be. But it's fun nonetheless.
I think we've also had like spirits kind of like mess with us too and just be like saying scary things to say scary things.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
We do have we have a device that's similar to that, which is the Polterscript. Very, very similar to the Ovulus. I think it's just cheaper.
Okay.
But the Polterscript is just it kind of feels like it just randomly says stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. And then I did want to say too, like, because it has all of this environmental stuff that it uses to make words come out. But I don't understand how the algorithm or how someone programs or codes something to have like a change in temperature make the word like peewee come out, you know?
Right.
I would be interested to learn what delegates or negates what should come out based on whatever external input to output it is.
I'm sure there's information out there somewhere, but it might be like a secret and they don't want to tell anyone because they don't want anyone to steal it. But I don't know. I've never like looked into it that much.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to know.
Well, the last thing I want to talk about before we close the end of this podcast is EVPs. Simple.
Yeah, EVPs are fun. I believe that they I've caught actual EVPs record before, which we've seen that on Meta PsycKicks. Yeah, and there are so many in this first video that's coming out. We've got some like crazy activities. So super fun. Which for those of you who know what EVPs are, those are electronic voice phenomenons, which are essentially voices that are heard on a recording when you play them back.
Yeah.
That were not there when you recorded it in the first place. So
if you have time and you have the money to just get a very simple little recorder, like one that you'd set on your desk when you were in lectures in high school or college, then you can have EVPs. The only thing though, right, is going back and listening through everything.
Oh, it's so time consuming.
It's very tedious, but I don't know. I would rate an EVP as like a 7. I think if you don't want to spend so much money on like an Ovulus or a REM pod, just having the basics like a flashlight, an EVP, spending a little money on a spirit box and a set of headphones. Even like I'm recording a podcast on these things that I got from my phone so long ago, you know, you really don't have to have the most fancy bells and whistles all the time to be able to record stuff. So
yeah.
Anyways, we were going to talk about divination tools, but maybe we'll do that in a Patreon feature, or we just won't talk about it because I have taken up so much of your time, Russell. I'm so sorry.
No, you have not taken up my time. It's fine. I'm glad to be here. I don't have anything until 2:30.
Okay, great.
yeah. Well, I'm not like late or anything.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for the podcast today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And thank you, Russell, from Nightmare Fuel Paranormal.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Available on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and Shorts. There it is. I had to remember all of those. Go check out Russell and people that have been on the Meta PsycKicks investigation team as well in the past. So it's Janelle and Anthony and Russell, and it's just going to be their really cool, fun little friend group that are going out and having very awesome paranormal investigations. So if that's something you're interested in, the link will be in the show notes or the description below. And I appreciate all of you lovely sidekicks tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are. Peace.
Goodbye.
And we're clear.
Sick.